A perfect example of that is actually the next song on the album, Too Pretty a Place to Fight. It doesn't sound like anything else. It's very unique. First time I heard it, it sounded like you're looking at a very detailed painting, if that makes sense, a very vivid picture. What place do you see, or what place are you writing about when you're saying this is too pretty of a place to fight?
Maybe a couple different places. Maybe a couple places, but it's just in general, being somewhere where maybe not getting along with somebody, whether it's obviously this song's about a love, but this song, I've had this title for a while, and sat down and wrote it in Canada in a hotel room, and just, I don't really know, man. I just that one came from the soul, came from the heart. I didn't really have to try to write that song. I just sat down with a guitar and was like, some of my favorite songs, kind of old school, is just using the hook a lot. And right when I sat down, I just heard it's too pretty a place to fight. I was like, well, I'm going to use that. I'm going to get that repetition going in that. I think it's really pretty melody, pretty line to say, that line. But I don't know if it's one specific place.
Okay.
And I really want that song more than anything. I want Too Pretty a Place to Fight for people to kind of make that their own, and not give too much of a backstory on that one, because it's so different and so unique. And a crazy carousel ride that you're on could be anywhere.
Yeah.
For people. But for me, I might keep that a little close to the vest.
Okay. Yeah, the imagery you use about it being on a carousel and just going around and around and around and just being in this cycle was very vivid, easy to connect with. What is your relationship advice of hopping off that moving carousel and getting out of that cycle?
Man, I think it's just taking a beat, getting back to the present moment, and saying, hey, there's a lot of love here, and let's try to get on the same page, and let's get off this crazy carousel ride, and just trying to nip it in the bud in a really healthy adult way.
Yeah.
If it's obviously some crazy bigger issue, you're going to deal with it at some other point, and maybe it needs to be dealt with then. But I think it's it's about seeing where you're at and being blessed to be somewhere that's amazing. And it's amazing because you're with that person.
Yeah.
Right? So, I think another mental health word Brittany and I have learned through work with Lori Jean Glass, who created the pivot process, is like the crazy train, Mm-hmm. And that's kind of where I got that. Crazy Train didn't sing as good as Crazy Carousel Ride or Follow the Rhyme, but it's just, once you've done enough work on yourself and work with your partner and know how, when you're about to take a ride, you just take some deep breaths and say, get in the present moment and be grateful. Talk it out, stay calm, try to be a healthy adult, yeah.
Is it fair to say that you want the listener on this particular song to fill in more gaps with their own experiences than maybe another song?
Yeah. I feel like this song, with the title and the structure, the context of it, people are going to know what it is because everybody's done it.
Yeah.
And I want it to strike a chord in them without me having to tee it up.
Yeah.